Kia ora and welcome along to Shine TV. Well, it is the start of Lent and it's Ash Wednesday today. And this Ash Wednesday, church leaders have issued a global call to prayer for the Ukraine. And I have a special guest on Zoom right now whose heart is very close to the turmoil happening in his home country. Victor Akhterov, the director for FEBC Eurasia. Thank you so much for joining us.
It's good to be here. Thank you for your invitation.
Well, firstly, I want to ask, how are you? I mean, you're currently in California, away from the crisis, but you must be quite concerned for your friends and family back in the Ukraine.
Yeah, mostly for our team, of course, friends and family, but I'm in constant communication with our team members. And we have now people throughout Ukraine, and some of them are still fleeing the fight. Some of them arrived to new places. Some of them don't know where they will finish their journey. But in the midst of that, all of that chaos, we are continuing to minister.
Now you have FEBC gospel radio staff on the ground there in the Ukraine. Have you heard from them lately? How are they going?
Yeah, I talk to them every day, every night. They're doing okay. We have a station. We actually have 4 stations in the eastern part of the country, and that's where the conflict started. I grew up in one of those cities where the conflict started about 8 years ago. This is not a new thing, of course. And I'm very, very familiar with all of the nuances, all the complications, everything that contributed to this entire crisis. I have classmates who were fighting on the opposite sides of the conflict. But what happened 5 days ago now, is just beyond explanation. This is beyond any kind of wild expectations. And of course, we are all suffering. We are all in shock. And as I mentioned, people are traveling around the country, looking for a safer place to be. We have one broadcaster. She's 29, a girl. She's probably one of the most fiery evangelists we have. And she spent the night in a bomb shelter in Kyiv. And then her friend said, how about we go to a different city, to Vinnytsia? And they did. They came to Vinnytsia, and on the same night they started bombing that city. And she was talking to me. She sent me a little recording.
Dear friends, I'm right now in Vinnytsia city. I was running from Kiev, and my dear FEBC family, you can hear right now sirens. I was thinking that's here more safe place, but no. And we are going with my friends, with the families, to a shelter, and later I will meet with you. These sirens is because of TV station. I don't know how to call. And they wanna attack us. Dear friends, pray for us.
As soon as she got there to a shelter, she started broadcasting and telling people, and people around her just sitting, listening to the gospel message. And it is so powerful when it's not somebody from the outside. It's not a recorded preacher who is telling you, how you should behave in the crisis. It's somebody who is in the crisis. It's somebody who is scared for her life and yet has this hope in Jesus Christ. And this brings so much fruit, so many results. So many people are becoming Christians. It is amazing, beyond our wildest expectations. We have more Christians and people who committed their lives to Christ in the past 5 days than in the past 5 months. So many people are calling in, and this same girl, Ina, was telling me. Of course, she's preaching the gospel on the radio. We're still broadcasting on 6 of our 7 stations. One of them has been destroyed by the fire, but 6 of them are still on the air. So she goes on the air, and then she goes online and shares the gospel there. And then says sometimes it's hard to see the response. And then she just puts something on social media, just a text. If you're listening to me and you want to accept Christ, please just drop a line and do that. And she's sitting tonight and she's saying, I don't have time, I'm exhausted, I'm falling asleep, but I'm answering one message after another, sending people electronic Bibles, encouraging them, saying you should stay strong in the Lord, you new Christian, don't go to another one, to another one, to another one. And then as much as possible, we are transferring those new Christians to our counseling center. And we used to have a counseling center in Kyiv, the capital of Ukraine. Now all of those 35 people, our FEBC people and FEBC volunteers, they're scattered around the country.
Our counselors who scattered all over Ukraine are helping thousands of people who are calling our helpline. Many mothers who send their sons and daughters to fight with Russia calling, and we try to comfort them, to pray with them and to support them. Please pray that God would give all of us strength and peace for Ukraine.
I saw a picture of one of them, and he has this new uniform and he's smiling. He has his machine gun, and you understand he doesn't know anything about life yet. And he's there to fight and protect their country. So people like that, of course, are calling us with all this pain, and we are sharing the gospel with them. And many of them are becoming Christians. Many of them are encouraged. And it is amazing the amount of miracles that is happening today. It's just staggering. Of course, all of this is mixed with pain, uncertainty, hopelessness, fear, especially fear for the kids. If you go to our website, I think we have one video where one of our broadcasters, he's a youth broadcaster, does amazing things on TikTok. Thousands of kids are following him, and he just reads the Bible to them and shares Jesus. And on the first day, I asked him to record a message for the supporters.
We've actually got, Victor, a video from your gospel radio team from the first day of the invasion. So we'll take a look at that. Let's hear from Igor and Emma.
Здравствуйте всем.
Hi everyone.
Меня зовут Игорь.
My name is Igor.
Это моя супруга Эмма.
And this is my wife Emma.
И я часть команды FEBC Украина.
And I am a part of FEBC Ukraine team.
Как вы знаете, сегодня российская армия напала на Украину.
As you know, Russian army invaded Ukraine today.
И сейчас я записываю это видео у себя дома.
And right now I'm recording this video at my home.
Где в другой комнате спят две моих дочери.
Where our children they are sleeping right now.
И это опасное время.
And it is very dangerous time.
Потому что мы слышим звук сирен.
Because we hear the sound of sirens.
Мы видим новости.
We see the news.
Пишут друзья.
Lots of friends are texting to us messages.
Что в их городах
That in their cities
происходят настоящие
warfare is going on.
Настоящие военные действия.
Warfare is going on.
И я хочу попросить каждого из вас.
And I want to ask every one of you.
Пожалуйста, молитесь за нас.
Please pray for us.
Это действительно страшно.
It's really scary.
Мы хотим, чтобы в нашей стране был мир.
We want to have peace in our country.
Я не хочу прятаться в бомбоубежищах.
I don't want to hide in bomb shelters. Sorry, I can't.
И это очень серьезно.
And it's very serious.
Большое вам спасибо.
Thank you so much.
2 days later, he is doing such a marvelous job. He says, my initial shock is gone. Now I understand that we all can die, maybe within days, but what better way to spend those days, but preach the gospel of Christ. Today in Ukraine, Ukrainian time, he led 20 teenagers to Christ, just speaking to them online. He says, I never experienced that one after another. 16, 15-year-old kids are accepting Jesus and repeating the sinner's prayer and asking questions and asking for prayer. And it is what God is doing today through the team of FEBC in Ukraine.
So, Victor, what has been happening in Ukraine this week? And I know you've covered some of that, but perhaps if you could cover, what's been happening in terms of the cities who have been affected, the movement of troops, and all of that.
Well, of course, it changes from hour to hour, and if in the very beginning, the Russian army was moving in slowly, and they were hoping to capture Kyiv, the capital of Ukraine, and change the government and find somebody who is more acceptable to them, declare him to be the president. So that was apparently the plan. Everybody is talking about that, but since there was such a resistance and they are not ready yet to bomb cities, they don't know what to do. They're kind of stuck there. So they're encircling Kyiv, the capital of Ukraine. And just today, there was a huge explosion in the center of Kharkiv, which is one of the biggest cities, the former capital of Ukraine. Wonderful city. By the way, all the, they're coming to rescue Russian-speaking people, but Kharkiv is a Russian-speaking city, and it is kind of sad to see what's going on. And another bomb just fell on the site where Nazi Germany buried thousands of Jews. And today it is so painful for me, especially. I grew up in Ukraine, but I'm ethnic Russian. So for me, it's double pain. I can't even imagine that this is happening. This is almost a week now, but still hard to believe that this is happening today, brother against brother. And we don't know what's going to happen. So they're kind of trying to encircle all the major cities. And of course, Russian military power is much, much greater than Ukrainian military power. However, to have a full-fledged war, that's going to be not thousands of people dying, but hundreds of thousands. And so nobody knows what to do next. And they're going to have another session where they're going to be talking to one another, Russians and Ukrainians, and we are praying for peace. Not peace at any price, but still, I really hope that thousands of those young and not so young people who are drafted today stay alive. So that's where my heart is, and I think the vast majority of people are there. But nobody expected this comedian president of Ukraine to be so strong, so inspiring for the people of Ukraine, and it is great to see that a leader being made in these circumstances. But of course, we all wish that he would stay a comedian and we would have peace. So it is painful and inspiring and scary, hopeful at the same time.
Victor, with all that's going on, how do you seek God and sense His presence in all of this? What's your hope?
I don't I don't have to seek God. It's right here every second of it. As I talk to our people, and it is such a powerful feeling. We feel that we are together and we are in the Spirit of God. We feel that God is definitely on our side as we are sharing the love of Christ. And we are all of us, everybody on the team are sharing this feeling that this is totally supernatural. For so many hours, for so many days, just being a channel of God's love. So we don't ask for His presence. We are channeling it, and that's definitely the case. I don't know for how long we'll be able to do it physically and emotionally, and that's my prayer, especially for the people who are counseling, who are broadcasting, so they stay strong and continue to share the gospel, because it's life-giving. And we sometimes don't know what to say, and we just open the Bible and start reading the word, and we all know that it is powerful, but you see how people who've never heard the Bible before, how they respond. It is amazing. You just read and you feel the power of the Word of God. And as it goes out, people respond and become Christians simply because they hear the gospel being read to them.
Victor, thank you so much, and so much we can be praying for. Thank you for the stories too. So much hope in there as well. We will certainly be praying for the Ukraine here in New Zealand. And for more information on how to help and to keep up to date, do visit this website, FEBC.nz. Thanks again, Victor, for being a part of Shine TV.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.